Hello everybody. I'm trying this again because I just went live and people said they couldn't hear me. So here we are now. First, my name is Olivia Dawn Horlacher. I usually go by just the first two, but I felt it important to use all three so that everyone knows who I am. Now, as many of my friends know here on Facebook, I am very active politically, specifically with the Republican Party in Davis County, where I live. I sit on the executive committee. What that means is that I help make decisions as to what the party will be involved in. We help with elections. We do fundraising. I'm currently chair of our fundraising arm in Davis County. And we help decide where that money is going to and what we are going to do with that. We also work a lot on education, making sure that we are able to promote Republican values, explain Republican ideologies, and make it available for people to be able to understand what we feel, what we believe, and why. Now, as many of you know, this year we have had a presidential election. If you didn't know that, congratulations. Means you're hidden under some bush that a lot of other people are wishing they were under right now. But not me. I'm very grateful that I know about the presidential election, not only having been involved prior to the election, but also working the polls on election day, being able to be a neutral poll worker, helping people use their voice and vote. But then after the election, I've been able to watch as votes have been counted. I've been a very loud advocate for the proper use of government and the proper election process, making sure that not only is your voice heard, but that every voice is heard so that we have a fair, honest, and transparent election. That is guaranteed by our Constitution, and it is something that I hold sacred, which is why I'm so loud. I'm not going to apologize if it bothers you or you feel a little overwhelmed by my loud voice. It's very important that we don't stop talking about things that we believe in, because when we are silent, that is when we then become oppressed. It is when we stand up and we stand together that we are then able to defend and fight for and protect our rights. The Constitution guarantees those rights. And right now, those rights are being violated. Those rights are being infiltrated by people who are trying to manipulate an election. If you want to know specifics, I am happy to give them to you. I promise I have done my research and I know what I am talking about. There is evidence of fraud. There is evidence of election interference. And right now, there is major, very, very public bias in trying to manipulate the public into what I call acceptance training. They believe that if they say enough times one specific thing, then you will accept it to be true, whether or not it actually is. And right now, as it stands, Joe Biden is not our president-elect, and the election is not over. No matter how many times the media tries to tell you that this election is over, it has been decided, and there is a new president-elect, it is not true. Why do I say that so emphatically? Because I know our process. I have studied the Constitution. I have studied government. I have been actively involved in the political process since I was 12 years old. And I was studying it even before then because I sat at my mom's knee and learned with her as she got a master's degree in political economy. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the room, definitely not. But I am going to state very clearly that I know what I am talking about, and I have done my research. The election is not over. until every single vote is counted. And every state certifies the votes from that state. There's a process that even goes beyond that with the Electoral College, certification of that vote with the House of Representatives, and then finally, the public announcement from Congress of who our president-elect will be, and the inauguration. If you want to know the dates of when each one of those things takes place, I can tell you. If you want to know where it's referenced, I'll point it out to you. But right now, this video is to call on the Utah Republican Party. I had the privilege of speaking briefly with the chair of the Utah Republican Party, Derek Brown, on the phone today during a group Zoom call with the Davis County Republican Party. I was able to ask what the Utah Republican Party is doing with regards specifically to the presidential election. I was able to point out that there is very clear manipulation and fraud of the election system. And I asked what our party in the state of Utah was doing to assist in solving this problem and standing by our president and our platform in calling for a fair, honest, and transparent election. The response that I got was that they are focusing on local elections and that they are in communication with the RNC. That's all. I said, will the Utah Republican Party be making a public statement in support of our president and calling for a fair, honest, and transparent election? The response I got was that Chairman Brown had been interviewed by a few local news networks and the New York Times today, and had been asked if he refers to Joe Biden as our president-elect. And his response is, not until the election is certified will that title be given to anyone. Now, I am very grateful that Chairman Brown, in an interview with local news or with New York Times, stands by the fact that that title is not given to anyone until the election is officially over. However, that is not enough. The Utah Republican Party should be making a statement on all social media platforms. The Utah Republican Party should be sending an email to all of its members throughout the entire state. The Utah Republican Party should have on the front page of their website a statement showing support for our president, Donald J. Trump, and for a fair, honest, transparent, and secure election process. Now, I want to be clear. The party assisting in making sure that votes are counted properly here in the state with regards to a few elections that are still outstanding, and curing ballots to make sure that as many people as voted possible can have their voice heard and their vote counted. That is very important. However, while that takes a lot of time and energy, what doesn't take a lot of time is making a statement from our state and our party, standing for our platform and our president. I call on the Utah Republican Party to make that statement on all social media, on our website, and in an email to all Republicans within the state of Utah. We must all know that the Republican Party in the state of Utah is fighting for honesty, transparency, a secure election process, and fairness to ensure that every voice is heard and every vote is counted. That is the process. We as Republicans support and stand with the U.S. Constitution. We defend our U.S. Constitution. And our U.S. Constitution has a process by which we elect our leaders, and that process is being stomped on. And we in Utah need to stand loud and proud and very clearly state our position. There should be no question. Derek Brown, as chair of the Utah Republican Party. Robert Axson as vice chair of the Utah Republican Party. Kendra Seeley as secretary of the Utah Republican Party. Mike Bird as treasurer of the Utah Republican Party. The entire state central committee. I call upon you to make a statement. It is not hard. On Twitter, you can simply state, we stand with our president, and we call for a fair, honest, transparent, and secure election. We support any lawsuits that work for that purpose. And we will accept the outcome when the election is over. That all will fit on a tweet. That same thing can be written on Facebook, and attached to it can be a link to our website, where on our website we put a 1 to 2 paragraph statement saying the same. And then that statement is emailed to every single Republican in the state of Utah. There should be no question where our allegiance lies. We should have campaigned harder for our president in the state of Utah. As a party, we failed our president during the campaign. Now, we must make it clear that we do not intend to fail him again. Thank you for your time.